Up everybody, it's your boy TuKurse. What up back? What up everybody, it's your boy TuKurse back with another video, and today we're gonna be talking about fried chicken. Now before you think anything else, I'm gonna need you to think to yourself whatever you thought. You need to go ahead and unthink it, because there wasn't the thing I was thinking about. But let me go. Today we're gonna be reacting to a video by the infographic show called How KFC Destroyed Itself. Now, how did we get here? Let me tell you how we got here. I was on YouTube and I saw it and I was like, I've been hearing so much about these fast food joints, and I've been seeing so much about these fast food joints, and I'm just like, what's going on? You know, what's the problem? What's happening? You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. For me, I don't eat out a lot. Okay? I don't eat fast food a lot. The bare minimum, I'm below that. So I will reward myself every now and then. I go out to a fast food joint and grab a bite to eat, because I don't eat it a lot. But for someone that eat it a lot, almost frequently, I mean fast food all the time, then I can see how, you know, you'll get an idea of like it's going downhill or something's bad, or, you know, something's afoot, because you're in that space. Hold on, let me turn this TV off. Because you're in that space, so you know when you see these things. Me, I don't know. Like me, I don't eat KFC a lot, but I wouldn't mind one of them pot pies they be having out there. Them pot pies be good at KFC, you know? They season has always been good. I never been a fan of loose chicken. No. It's like loose skin chicken. Yeah, I don't like loose skin chicken. For some reason, there's no way you fry chicken and it comes out loose. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Maybe, I don't know, but sometimes they chicken be loose skin, and that just don't make any sense to me. But they season is superb. You feel what I'm saying? I think that's what they go for. They season. But enough about me. Hey Janelle, go ahead and play my intro so we can get this video started. Let's dive on in.
It was once the king of fried chicken, but now KFC is getting cooked. Colonel Sanders launched the fried chicken empire back in 1930 in Corbin, Kentucky. Today,
I didn't even ask y'all. Do y'all mess with fried chicken? Let me know. I mean, not fried chicken, KFC fried chicken, because, you know, everybody fried their chicken different and all that jazz. But let me know if you mess with KFC, or if you when did you stop? Or matter of fact, what put you on KFC? Was it your mom, your granddad, your aunt? You know what I'm saying? Y'all was on a road trip. Y'all was like, oh, Junk, I ain't never had that. Let's try it. And you, and you was like, oh, this junk is boys. So let me know. I want to hear your stories down in the comments. Let me know.
it boasts over 30,000 locations in 150 countries. But lately, the Colonel isn't doing so well. Kentucky Fried Chicken is falling behind its rivals like Chick-fil-A and Popeyes. Customers are disappearing, stores are closing, and the franchise just can't keep up. So what happened? Today on the Infographic Show, we look at the decline of KFC. KFC built its brand on that golden, crispy coating made with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. And that secret part is no gimmick. KFC...
Listen, they have the most seasoned... boy. They seasonings. Boy.
made a really big deal about keeping its recipe secret from customers and other competitors. They keep a copy of the recipe written by the Colonel in a vault in the company's Louisville headquarters. They even contract different companies for the ingredients, so none of them can know everything that goes into the recipe. But things aren't going so well in the Colonel's home. In August 2024, 25 KFC restaurants in the Midwest, Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin closed their doors with no warning. Locals were left completely chickenless and confused as to why their local KFC shut down with little explanation. Globally, the Colonel's future is looking even more in danger. In countries like Turkey, KFC's strong association with the United States has made it a target of widespread boycotts. This has led to 283 KFC stores in the country shutting down seemingly overnight after their operator, Isgita, declared bankruptcy. In the U.S., KFC fell to 5th place amongst chicken-based fast food chains, even among a general growth in the market. Though it lost first place to Chick-fil-A and Popeyes a long time ago, in 2025, the Colonel was surpassed by Wingstop, which experienced a shocking 41% growth in 1 year, and Raising Cane, which experienced
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. There's no way KFC is losing to Raising Cane's. Let me tell y'all something. Put me on, because I cannot take it upon myself to go to a Raising Cane's. Okay, to go to a Raising Cane's and buy some of their products. Let me know if I'm missing something. Let me know. I haven't tried it, because every time I see there's just regular chicken strips and unseasoned fries. Unseasoned chicken strips, unseasoned fries. You're gonna say it's the sauce. They have the same sauce as the Zack sauce, as the house sauce. Anybody? There's the same sauce. It's no different. It's the same fucking sauce. So there's no way Raising Cane's is going crazy because of the sauce. It's the same sauce as Zaxby's. If you know what Zaxby's are, you know what I mean. They have Zaxby's. They have Slim Chicken. Multiple varieties. But at Raising Cane's, you have unseasoned fries and unseasoned chicken. Let me know, am I missing something? Please, let me know, am I missing something today? Thank you. Let's continue on.
31% growth. That brought up their sales to $4.7 and $5.2 billion respectively, while KFC only managed sales of $4.3 billion. So what happened to the once mighty fast food giant, easily sitting atop of the US fried chicken game? Well, KFC has absolutely failed to keep up with the changing consumer and fast food landscape. First of all, as it relates to price. As with several fast food companies, KFC has felt the effects of inflation and consumers feeling that they don't have as much spending power. After all, fast food is supposed to be the cheapest option for dining.
Yep.
The idea is customers will accept plain dining areas and overall lower quality, unhealthier food as long as they don't have to shell out too much money for it. But that's no longer the case for KFC, and because of the product it focuses on, chicken, its prices have been hit harder than most other chains. Repeating epidemics of bird flu have wreaked havoc on poultry farms, as anyone following the relentless media focus on egg prices knows. In just the last quarter of 2024, more than 20 million egg-laying chickens died of bird flu. While the percentage of birds always die of disease, the 20 million figure is a new horrific record. However, if eggs are getting more expensive because of infected and dead chickens, it follows that poultry prices are getting more expensive as well. The difference might not be as marked because of the ways in which egg and poultry production differs. Chickens can be frozen and stored for much longer than eggs, allowing farmers to have a backup supply for one. But the fact remains, chicken still has become more expensive. Even though prices for pretty much everything are rising all the time, as your dwindling bank account shows, prices for food, particularly poultry, are rising faster than the general rate of inflation. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, went up by 0.2% from April 2025 to May 2025.
What I don't understand, why nobody, I see Sonic do it. Maybe they already do it. Sonic, for their burgers, Sonic uses half, beef or whatever, and half like mushroom. They use mushrooms in their burgers. You didn't know that? Sonic does that. They put mushrooms in their burgers. That's why their burgers are so delicious. Why haven't no company, no fast food chain start use mushrooms? I feel like we have come in a time where you can curate these types of foods and make it tasty using the mushroom. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't require a lot of process to curate these mushroom-like dishes. I feel like there's some small chains that's already doing it, but of course it has to be something new. There's a restaurant, I think in North Carolina. It's called it's like a vegan burger spot. Hold on, I'm gonna look that up actually. Romeo's Vegan Burgers. They have delicious food items, and they focus in the vegan option. And I had a few of their burgers, which is fantastic. I'm not sure if they use mushrooms in their burgers. Probably don't. I don't know. But I feel like it would have to be a new company. They have to just take on that new endeavor, start off small, and over the course of 5-10 years, maybe they'll start ringing some bells. Because I feel like these guys are growing. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if they use mushrooms in their burger, but these guys are growing pretty rapidly. So if you're in the Charlotte area, man, try out. Hey, Romeo's Vegan Burgers. Tell them TuKurse sent you. Tell them TuKurse sent you. TuKurse on all platforms. Tell them TuKurse sent you, and give it a go, and then come back and let me know how it all went down. I should have my Instagram down in the bio in this video, so shoot me a DM and my Instagram, and tell me what you think. If you hate it, let me know. If you love it, let me know. Okay, let's continue with the video.
The price for food from groceries and supermarkets went up by a similar amount, ending up 2.2% higher than in May of 2024. However, during the same period from April 2025 to May 2025, poultry prices rose by 0.5%, ending up 2.5% higher than they were in May 2024. They're predicted to increase another 2.3% by the end of 2025. This is due to a combination of bird flu disruptions and higher demand for chicken, as the prices of other meats like beef and veal increased by 8.6% from one year to the next. Things aren't looking much better in the near future, as the USDA predicted that poultry prices in the US are going to be steadily rising over the next 10 years. And when your brand is laser focused on selling chicken, any faster than average increase in prices can spell trouble for your business. After all, KFC can't pivot as easily as other fast food chains to offering other types of meals. Buckets of chicken is kinda their whole thing. As a result, prices at KFC have gone up exponentially. Though it's hard to find exact data on the price changes, likely something KFC doesn't want plastered all over the internet. A 10-piece meal deal used to cost $9.99 in the late 1990s. The cost today, $33.99.
God dang!
Not the exact same, as many consumers would argue that it tastes much worse, but we'll get to that soon. Now, you might logically point out that inflation would naturally make prices go up, but $9.99 in 1998 dollars is equivalent to $19.70 today. So it's clear that inflation is not the only problem. And the issues with KFC pricing have become very public thanks to online forums and social media. In March 2025, a post on Reddit about a single KFC drumstick costing $4.79 drew hundreds of likes and comments. A video on TikTok went viral after a woman went to the platform in shock to share that she just paid $59.04 for a 16-piece meal with 4 sides and 3 chicken tenders.
And you was fine with that. You was fine with that. I done went to Publix. I done went to Food Line. That's game. And they junk be hitting too. Publix? Food Line? Hey, don't sleep on Food Line Deli. I don't think I think they sell chicken wings. Oh, that Food Line do fried chicken, yo. No, they do. They do.
To make things worse, it seems that KFC is participating in a trend a lot of companies have adopted during a time of skyrocketing inflation and weak wage growth: shrinkflation. Essentially, that's when companies offer less of a product than they usually do at a similar or even slightly higher price in order to cut costs. The Daily Dot published an article about TikToker Katie Espinoza, whose video went viral with 160,000 views after she ordered a family-style meal bucket from KFC and saw that the sides were comparatively tiny. She then went to show off the shockingly small size of the sides on social media, saying, "When did KFC get so stingy with their mashed potatoes with their bucket? How is this corn supposed to feed 4 people?" A lot of commenters pointed out that KFC had suspiciously changed their wording in some of their menu items, offering individual sides instead of family sides, but for family meals. Other customers pointed out that their chicken had less and less meat, more bones, and flat-out inedible pieces in it, making their increasingly pricey KFC order feel like a waste. These crazy price increases aren't just limited to the US, as Australian site thebuzz.com observed that KFC has raised prices way faster than the rate of inflation. Some menu items increased 25% in price in just 1 year, from 2024 to 2025. The price of the popular KFC Zinger combo in Australia, for example, has gone from $8.95 to $10.95 in Aussie dollars, an increase of 22%, while the price of the nuggets has gone up by 25%. The average price increase on the KFC menu in the land down under stands at around 14.7%. That's a huge number that far surpasses international giant McDonald's and local fast food rivals like Macca's, which just saw an 8% price increase over the exact same year. Grocerant guru Steven Johnson from Food Service Solutions has studied KFC's evolution and notes that the company that was once perceived as a leader in value has lost that reputation. As he says, consumers no longer see KFC as an affordable option, with premium pricing driving customers toward lower-cost alternatives with higher perceived value. Another problem is that KFC built its brand on offering value with its giant family-style meals, selling buckets of fried chicken to groups at a decent.
Why do companies think they can get over people, man? And you know what? You know what? As I say that question out loud, because they have been doing that for such a long time, they thought it was the same that we can get over. But people are, you know, it's only a limited amount of time that you can get over somebody until they realize that they're getting over. They're the ones that are getting over it. I don't know if that even sound right, but people are starting to realize people are not being quiet no more. You know, some people used to be like I grew up in the town was like, if something happened, I'll forget about it, just go on with your day. But and then there's other people like, oh, something happened. Oh, hell no, ain't no way this happened. And there's other people like, yeah, that just happened to me. We should do something about it. What we can do? I don't know. We try it one way. Well, let's vocalize. Let's vocalize what the heck, because I know there's other people out there that feel the same way, and that's kind of how I go, how the snowball effect. But there's been a time when people happen and be like, oh, that's just the way it is. That's just the way. No, it's not. It don't have to be like that, and it's always going to be the way it is if we keep saying that's just the way it is. If we just keep saying that's just the way it is, then it's just going to be that. But until we say, you know what? No, 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 no. Okay.
Price. That leaves the company with less flexibility when it comes to offering smaller portions of food with affordable prices. Meanwhile, competitors like Raising Cane's and Dave's Hot Chicken have quickly caught on to the fact that consumers' wages are.
I haven't had Dave's Hot Chicken either. I'm on the east side, east coast of the United States. So Raising Cane's and Dave's Hot Chicken, obviously the Dave's Hot Chicken, it's hot, and I feel like a lot of it. Here's my thing, y'all. Here's my thing. Okay, y'all might hate me. You might hate me, but I see too many influencers and people talking about Dave's Hot Chicken to tell me that it's good. Like, if you have to keep telling me how good this is, who are you fooling? You gotta get people to keep telling me, this is good. Who you fooling? I've seen way too many influencers, TikTokers, and Instagrammers saying how good this is. Nobody dislike it. Everybody loves it. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing? Who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? Okay? Get your hands out of those people's pockets. Get your hand out. Get your hand out of their pockets. I'm just saying.
Getting them less far than ever. So they offer plenty of value options on their menu that have increased their competitiveness. Popeyes, for example, has a $5 three-piece chicken meal for people who aren't going to go out to eat with 3 kids or half of their friends. Not to mention the quality of what consumers are paying for has gone downhill fast, and customers have noticed. There's a reason why people are now flocking to other franchises. They're making better chicken. In the 2023 American Customer Satisfaction Index (ACSI) restaurant study, customers rated Chick-fil-A, KFC's direct competitor, as their favorite fast food chain in the country for 9 straight years. Perhaps that explains why Chick-fil-A unseated KFC as the U.S.'s top chicken chain in 2014, and why its market share continues to skyrocket upwards, reaching 45.5% in 2023, a huge increase from 38.3% the year before. Meanwhile, KFC didn't just slide to second place, but third in 2023, mostly due to issues with quality, reporting 11.3% of the market share in 2023, as opposed to Popeyes, which captured 11.9% of the U.S. market. As mentioned before, in 2024,
Chick-fil-A don't play about their food. Their people, their customers, and their employees. I don't know what goes behind those Chick-fil-A doors. Well, there's a strict regulation going on behind those doors. Every one of them, they seem so happy to be around each other, and they can be. There is finally a fast food establishment where we can actually get something done and not hating ourselves after the day is done. I'm just saying, fast food has always been frowned upon. Okay? All people always hated getting the fast food. I get it. It always been like that. Always been a thing. Terrible. But Chick-fil-A has made it seem like it's not all bad. You can actually come in here, do your job, and leave without feeling like shit. Without having someone down your back make you feel like shit. You know? I'm just saying. They got a strict rule guide over there. I don't know. They're doing it right. If anybody work at Chick-fil-A, are you vouching for what I'm saying, or what I'm saying is complete shit? Let me know. Cause I mean, hey, they look like they don't mind working there, and that's all right. I can get behind something like that. Need to make some extra cash. Need to go. Okay, go to Chick-fil-A. You know, they take care of their employees. They don't, they don't make them feel like shit. Continue.
It has been overtaken by yet another 2 franchises as well, relegating it to 5th place in overall market share. On websites like Reddit and Quora, you can find an endless number of threads dedicated to why KFC chicken doesn't taste as good as it used to. Customers often wonder what happened to the taste. Many former employees attribute the changes to greed on the part of the company. KFC cut worker hours and hired less experienced employees who they can pay lower wages, resulting in worse service. They also started getting lower quality ingredients and supplies, including smaller chicken cuts and instant packet gravy in the place of gravy made in-house. The former employee then summarizes the problem, saying, "Subpar work and subpar kitchen cleanliness leads to worse products, but their profits go up, so they keep doing it." The problem is, KFC customers are starting to notice. The fast food chain gets rated horribly on food quality and customer service. Those combined issues amount to 80% of all complaints against the fast food chain, according to the Better Business Bureau and other consumer reporting services. But surely every fast food chain gets complaints, you might be thinking, and you would be right.
Yeah.
But not nearly as many as KFC. To put it into perspective, Wendy's averages 1,500 official complaints per month, with a resolution rate of 90%. Burger King averages 2,000 complaints a month with a resolution rate of 88%, and Chick-fil-A averages only 500 complaints a month and manages to resolve 95% of them. KFC averages 5,500 complaints per month. No wonder people prefer Chick-fil-A. What's even worse is that KFC's resolution rate is also the lowest, with only about 75% of official customer complaints resolved. As professor of hospitality management at Cornell University, Dr. Amelia Nguyen explains, it suggests a systemic issue with how the company handles service recovery. When customers feel ignored or brushed off after voicing a legitimate grievance, it erodes trust and makes them far less likely to return in the future. So not only are customers more likely to leave KFC disappointed by their food and service, they are less likely to get their issue addressed and then come back at all. Major food-oriented publications have also noticed the chain's quality decline. In February 2025, Food Republic tried and rated 12 fried chicken chains, and it ranked KFC dead last.
Damn.
Reviewer Danny Zeller.
Question. Back when I was speaking on how I said I grew up in a time where it's like, things happen, and now time is like, no, we gonna do something about it. I'm also getting over the point where it's like, let's say I order something, right? And let's say we out to eat, and like something is not exactly what I told them. Because let's say the fries is a little, just a little, not they look cold. They're a little room temp. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's obviously they were sitting for a minute before the rest of the food come out. I eat it and go about my day. You know, I feel like there's already a lot going on back there. Things happen, and I go on, and I feel like that's the right thing to do, and you might do as well. But I'm starting to realize, no, that's not that. That's just a coping mechanism where we're coping. Okay, we're coping. That's what I think. I think we're coping. Okay, because we ordered something, right? If I buy a new pair of shoes, and the shoes is dirty, you go raise sand, and you go want the shoes you paid for. They're supposed to be new shoes. So if I order food and the food is not hot or, good enough to eat, you shouldn't eat it. Like, what do we do? Like, you should get what you asked for. Why do we feel like that? And then I be seeing people, and I like people around me when they order something and they get something, it's like, oh, this shit, like, oh, they voice that. They be like, oh no, we ain't doing it with this. I paid for this. No. And I'll be like, oh my God. But in reality, I'll be excited. I'll be like, yes, somebody's doing it. We got to stop that. I got to stop that. We're going to do better. I'm going to do better. You're going to do better. We're all going to do better. So let's go. Let's continue on.
Had this to say about their experience. In every metric I considered, KFC missed the mark. The vibe of the restaurant I visited was simply sad. The staff didn't seem remotely happy to be there. They go on to add, the tender very much matched the feel of the restaurant. Ouch. Worst of all, KFC has failed to realize that they are not the only competition in town anymore. When the franchise first opened up, it was pretty much the only fried chicken fast food franchise. That's no longer the case. Huge franchises like Chick-fil-A and Popeyes have surpassed the chain in quality and left it in the dust in terms of sales. There's also newer national and smaller regional franchises, Raising Cane's, Slim Chickens, and Dave's Hot Chicken, just to name a few, that have moved.
I fuck with Slim Chicken. And I fuck with Zaxby's. Zaxby's ain't booming like that? Dang, I think that's real local then. But Slim Chicken hit. I gotta give Slim Chicken they props. I just can't eat Slim Chicken wings and Zaxby's chicken wings. Like I told you before, I cannot eat loose skin chicken. It's so nasty to me. It makes me vomit. Cause how can you fry something and it's loose skin? What are we doing?
Moved in on the fried chicken game since KFC's start, and the chain is now facing competition from yet another source: supermarkets and convenience stores.
I told you, supermarkets convenient. Food Line, Publix, and whatever ones y'all got in the store. They be doing that damn thing back there. You know what I'm talking about?
Nationwide retailers like Costco and Kroger sell cooked rotisserie chickens and full meal deals.
Walmart do them rotisserie chickens for the low. You get you a big rotisserie chicken, some Hawaiian rolls, whatever your favorite sauce. You can damn chicken salad, chicken wrap, chicken, little sliders, all in that one chicken.
Their stores that usually come at a much lower price than KFC.
What's your favorite sauce?
3-pound rotisserie chickens for just $4.99. Meanwhile, the KFC Don't Get Bucket, which includes just a few chicken tenders plus fries and potato poppers, sells for $7. For most families trying to eat well and cheaply, picking between Costco and KFC is a no-brainer. In order to stay competitive, KFC would have to either vastly improve the quality of its product, decrease their prices, or offer a better overall experience. And as we have seen so far, it is done none of that. In 2024, competitors like Wingstop, Zaxby's, Bojangles, Popeyes, and Chick-fil-A all ramped up their spending, while KFC cut back. That doesn't exactly scream confidence in the brand's future, and the numbers seem to back that up. Yum Brands has noted 3 straight quarters of profit decline for KFC in 2024. Same-store sales have declined by 5% in the third quarter, and global sales went down by 4%. Restaurant Dive's April 2025 coverage of Circana's U.S. restaurant ranking confirmed the trend. Every major fried chicken chain saw increased spending in 2024, except KFC. Sales fell to $4.34 billion, down 4% from the company's previous year. Scaling back might make short-term financial sense, but it is not helping the company's long-term outlook. The other problem that KFC's run into is that customers today are more health-conscious than ever. While fast food giants have been spiking their prices up to new heights, healthy food has become relatively more affordable. This means that people are getting turned off of
Because before, they was like, it's cheaper to go grocery shopping than eat out. If you get a meal worth of a week, 7 days, it's more affordable than eating out for 7 days. That used to be the thing for years to come. But since prices are jacked up so much, they're both equal playing. It don't matter if you eat out or cook at home. They're both equal. Okay, they're both equal. So why would I force myself to get something that I know is terrible for my health? And I can't continue to eat this every day. Or just get some stuff and just meal plan for the week. I might dislike it, and throughout that 7 days, I may eat out once. Save a whole lot of money than eating out 7 days of the week.
fast food in droves and toward healthier options. In fact, from 2014 to 2025, fast food prices in the U.S. have risen a whopping 47%. Wallet Hub found in states with lower median incomes, like Kentucky, the average resident ends up spending 0.5% of their monthly income on just one family outing at a fast food restaurant. So why spend so much money on a meal that is meh at best and is also sure to send you to the doctor faster? As fast food prices rise and more people turn to healthier options, KFC finds itself in a tough spot. This is the brand, after all, the one that introduced the infamous Double Down, a sandwich that ditched the bun and instead smashed bacon, melted cheese, and sauce between two slabs of fried chicken. Now it has a lot of work to do in order to repair its image as the most artery-blocking fast food chain. Surprisingly, in what might be a bright spot for the company's future, it seems that the work KFC has been doing to appeal to a more health-minded consumer has been paying off. Ann Arbor-based consultancy CFI Group surveyed 1,200 fast food consumers and found that 17% of KFC customers said at least part of the reason they prefer the brand was because of its healthy menu items. Changes to the KFC menu, like the inclusion of grilled chicken, plus the general perception of chicken as healthier than red meat, might have helped turn at least some consumers' minds around. Statistics like these show that not all is lost for the KFC brand. There are still plenty of positive things happening within the company and ways it can course correct to experience more growth in the future. To keep up with changing consumer tastes, KFC Global started a spin-off restaurant called Saucy, which opened in Orlando, Florida in December 2024. This store will focus on chicken tenders, which offer more value for a customer's dollar, served with 11 different sauces that people can choose from. The company aims to make its sauces the new focus of the appropriately named Saucy spin-off, rather than the chicken itself, in order to stand out amongst the competition. In addition, executives at the company seem to finally realize that
now, a good sauce, and that's going back to Raising Cane's, because I feel like they're only known for the sauce. But again, they have the same sauce as Zaxby's and every other fast food joint. So I'm pretty sure it's a staple in whatever area you're in. Let me know if I'm missing something. 11 different sauces? 11 different sauces. You got me, because I love a good sauce. You got your hot, you got your sweet and spicy. Got your habanero barbecue, black and I just love sauce.
Drastic action is needed to put KFC back on top. That's why in 2025, they're executing a series of actions under the slogan Kentucky Fried Comeback, aimed at getting customers back on board. These include the Free Bucket on Us promotion, which gives customers who order at least $15 worth of KFC through the app or website a free 8-piece bucket of chicken or tenders and the return of $7 fill-ups. KFC hopes that these offers will make their products more affordable and get back some of the more price-conscious customers that have recently been disappearing. To reach out to a younger market, KFC is introducing bold new food and flavors like Kentucky Fried Pickles, served with comeback sauce. They're also doing social like Kentucky Fried Pickles, served with comeback sauce. They're also doing social media collaborations with chefs like Maddie Matheson, who is now promoting KFC on YouTube and Twitch. But these moves far from guarantee a Kentucky Fried comeback for the massive chicken franchise. First and most concerning is the fact that KFC can't even decide on who is going to lead them into a new, brighter chapter. In just the last 2 years, the company shuffled almost its entire U.S. executive team. 2025 kicked off with Scott Mezvinsky taking over as division CEO after years with the parent company Yum Brands. Catherine Tan Gillespie followed, stepping in as president of KFC in the U.S. in April, replacing Turin Lal, who had only held the job since 2022. And that's not all. Since mid-2023, the company has named a new Chief Digital Officer, Chief People Officer, Chief Development Officer, Chief Operations Officer, and even a new Chief New Concept Officer. So while the menu hasn't changed much, everything behind the counter definitely has. If you're confused by all of this, so is KFC. Promoting and hiring a whole new executive team might help shake things up, but it's also very disorienting for such a huge company, and it might signal desperation to make changes rather than any planned-out strategy. In February 2025, Yum Brands announced that they would be moving their headquarters from the historic Louisville, Kentucky address to Plano, Texas, where much of KFC's operations had already been relocating over the past few years anyway, and Irvine, California. This relocation makes sense for tax reasons, as Texas has a much lower corporate tax rate of only 0.331% on company sales, while Kentucky institutes a 5% corporate tax rate on profits. It's partly the reason why many other companies, like Elon Musk's SpaceX, has moved headquarters. But KFC and its parent company both moving away from the place that gave birth to the franchise and the state it's named after, purely for financial reasons, is a little more troubling. Even more concerning is that Yum Brands doesn't seem to understand the fatal flaws that have led to the decline of KFC in the first place. People want better food at more affordable prices, but Joe Park, Yum Brands' Chief Digital and Technology Officer, recently told the Wall Street Journal that the company wanted to focus on AI and ordering kiosks to help sales. Park believes that personalizing promotions for different customers and locations will help the brand recover rather than, making better chicken at prices people can afford. This hasn't inspired much hope in former customers and market observers that KFC's on the path to truly returning to its former glory. And as if KFC's business problems weren't enough, there's also the time it got caught up in one of the most shocking true crime stories ever. Watch KFC Murder Massacre Kidnapping that shocked FBI, or click on this video.
Okay. So, there you have it. How KFC destroyed itself by the infographic show on YouTube. Go check it out if you want to, go check it out yourself if you didn't enjoy me reviewing it and us dissecting it and us digesting it and us going into depth with our own discussion group. This is our discussion group. Let me know how you feel about this. Let me know if you're still gonna eat it. To be honest, what the hell? What the hell? Make better chicken! This has been yours truly, TuKurse, coming at you with another episode. It's your boy. See you guys in the next one. Thank you for viewing. If you can stay here this long, I appreciate you much. I really do, because these are things that I want to discuss. I like discussing these things with you. I watch it. I like to talk about it. But I'm not talking to the people in the room. I'm talking to you and you and you. So let me know how you feel. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.